Hey guys, it's CRK with Not Your Average EDC. How's it going? How's everyone doing? We have a video today that I think might be a little controversial, but that's okay. I'm going to call it a personal observation video, okay? Personal observation, so that means me observing something with my eyeballs. So for all of you 50-year-old men at home with your beer gut hanging out that are about to troll this thing, think twice, cut once, okay? Okay, so we have a Chris Reeve small and cozy here, and this is in CPM S35 VN steel. Right here, I have a Spyderco Para 3 in CPM S35 VN steel. Okay? So these are both in the same exact steel. They're both coated. I don't know what coating the Para 3 has, maybe a DLC, something like that, but it's a black coating. And on the Chris Reeve, we have a black gun coat. Okay? Both of the blades are pretty thin behind the edge, honestly. I'm not sure which one is thinner, but they're both pretty darn thin. Okay? I tested the small and cozy for a couple weeks, and it was going dull every other day, I want to say, okay? And that caused a big controversy, and if you guys had seen that entire thing go down via Instagram and YouTube, I basically quit the testing earlier than I was supposed to because I didn't have time to keep sharpening this knife. And then somebody reached out to me and said, well, lay the edge back to, I think it was 15 DPS, and it should work better. And I revisited the testing with the 15 DPS, and the edge did work better. However, my final thoughts were that for a $475 knife, I should not have to change the edge angle and profile to make the knife work. Okay, so $475 here, and the only way I could get this to hold an edge was to change the edge profile, etc., lay it back, make it thinner. Now it holds well. And I like S35 VN, but basically what I'm saying is my initial introduction to that steel was really not ideal. Okay? And this should be the best of the best. This is Chris Reeve S35 VN, right? Should be the best of the best for $475. Fast forward to the Para 3 testing. Now we're testing this, okay? And I've been using it for a week and a half. And I have been saying all along that this is different. This is a different experience. So this edge will not go dull. It's actually kind of crazy. I've been hard using this knife at the farm, at home, etc. Not doing any prying or anything. I'm just saying using my knife for hours on end per day in tough climates and doing difficult tasks. That to me is hard use. And I just sharpened it like 30 minutes ago for the first time. I stropped it once before that, and when I just sharpened it, it didn't need a sharpening. I was more or less interested to just get that experience and throw it through its first sharpening, see how it went in comparison to this. That way I could kind of make a personal observation video so far on this versus this. There's a mosquito like trapped in my hat. So I sharpened it. It sharpened exactly the same as this. You work on one side, burr comes up really quick. Really easy to wobble that burr back and forth until you kind of get it off and get a nice edge. Insanely sharp. I can't even I literally can barely touch that because I will cut myself. Like, it's so sharp. Wicked toothy, love it. if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that I was sharpening this because that's how similar the experience was sharpening them. But clearly there's something a little different because this one, you know, is working way better than this one. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because on top of that, this knife was, I want to say $168 maybe, something like that. I think you can get it cheaper elsewhere, but I paid the extra to get it when I wanted it from Knife Joy. This coating here that I have put through quite a bit so far has not a single ounce of wear. All of that is just marks from cutting, but it's not actual wear on the coating itself, okay? Not any. Like, I have looked on every speck of this knife, and the coating is not coming off at all. I do recall, after 3 days of using this, that the gun coat started chipping off. Chipping. So let's see if we can pick any of that up. On this area right here, I hope you can see that it's all off from my testing before. Tons of scratches that are deeply ingrained in the coating. This front-facing camera doesn't pick things up very well, so I'm hoping that you guys can at least kind of see. Okay? So, again, $168, $475. Coating came off within 3 days. Coating has not come off at all. I am not saying one is better than the other. I am not saying anything. I'm literally just putting out a personal observation from my testing. And kind of just trying to make a point here that sometimes we pay a lot of money for things when we maybe don't have to. Okay? I will say, Chris Reeve is switching from gun coat to Cerakote, so good on them. I talked with Tim on the phone, and they're going to do Cerakote instead. They're trying to work on some kinks, right, that we all were complaining about. So I do appreciate that about Chris Reeve. Knives, for sure. They switched to S45 VN, which we know is pretty good. And I do have their S45 VN. It's really nice. Very different than this, I can say. But yeah, just a personal observation here, that these really should be the same steel and have the same experience, but they totally don't at all. Like, I can't believe that this knife still didn't need to be sharpened today. Like I said, I did just for funsies, but it really didn't need to be sharpened, and I am using my knife for so long, guys. Like, my job is cutting at the farm. Like, we just cut everything. It's great. It's so fun. But yeah, there's an observation. We are still testing. The review is not over. We're not even close. We have until the end of October. But I'll be throwing up constant observations on the knife itself throughout the whole process to keep you guys updated. Sorry, my nose is like very itchy. Yeah, it's just fun to kind of do the updates. That way we can have documents and keep track of what's going on and when. So, so far, Spyderco S35VN, I'm totally digging it. For sure. This is a slicey motherfucker. Bing! And I love it. So, yeah, we'll say goodbye to this little dude. He's not going anywhere, but, gonna go back in the case for a little while. Thank you for making an appearance. Guys, as always, I love you all. Stay safe and happy. And use your fucking... What? Use your what? Oh, of course. Use your motherfucking shit.